So big shout out to Cortland Williams at Cortland Williams Fishing. Thanks, man, for hooking me up. I got a lot of information that I'm going to throw out at people tonight. It's going to be a very informative, kind of what I call the Capitol happenings, and it's going to be actually very informative. So I'm going to wait for some people to kind of get on here and just go over, kind of what Capitol Outdoors is first. Capitol Outdoors is it's a business where we focus on legislation, conservation, and education, and in the areas of hunting and fishing for the state of Illinois. And this is such a big thing, in my opinion, because not many people focus on this, and it is so vital to the outdoors for men and women. We don't focus a lot about this until it's too late. So, this particular episode is going to be just a lot of information about kind of what's going on here in Illinois at the moment. I'm going to be talking about fishing, hunting, and then there's some constitutional amendments here in Illinois and other states that I want to make you aware of. So, so let's start this show off. All right, first off, we got trout fishing, ladies and gentlemen. So, we got a lot of people that came and they talked to us and they said that the trout fishing in Illinois, there's a fall and a spring trout release. This year, there were 53 ponds and lakes that were stocked with trout. Over 80,000 rainbow trout that were stocked in these lakes. Everyone was saying that it was a slow day, opening day. Even the day after, I went out opening day, and which was Sunday, October 15th, and I also went out on the next day, October 16th, and it was just very slow, very hard to get them to bite. What I was catching mine on were little Cleos, and it really was just a hard bite. So usually, rainbow trout, when they do the release like this, it's not like that. It's usually, very fast action. So but I got a little story I want to tell you. My dad came down, and he was the one who got me hooked on this program when I was 5 years old. So I've been doing this program for 25 years, and it's really just something that was out of the ordinary. We caught our first golden trout. In 25 years, we caught a golden trout. And golden trout is still a rainbow trout. It just has a genetic deficiency, according to the people at iFish Illinois. Give them a check out too. They have a lot of information about fishing here in Illinois as well. But like I said, 25 years of fishing, and we caught our first one. We actually caught two, so it was definitely a trip to remember. Gonna go and we're gonna start doing a little bit of the duck hunting here in Illinois. Northern zone's in, ladies and gentlemen. So if you live, basically the line is I-80 and north, and you want to do some duck hunting, better get out, do that right now. That season started. The central zone starts this weekend, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna be going out. I'm gonna be doing hunting. So check back with us later on when I'm going to be filming that and bringing that to you guys as well. Here's a little bit of information that you need to know. Each year, the IDNR prints a little packet. Well, they got that out usually a little later than they usually do. But there is a PDF on my Facebook down below. Just check that out, and it's just full of information about the rules and regulations. The big thing that I want to point out to people, as of January 1st of 2016, a resident youth hunter age 18 and under may purchase a youth hunting license. That was just this past year that was signed into effect, and that makes a lot of youngsters, I guess you can call them, happy. They don't have to go out and buy the regular license. They can buy a youth license. There was also some other changes in there. But that is the main thing for this year's hunting season. Going with deer hunting, ladies and gentlemen. Preliminary numbers are out, and deer hunting is down. October 1st through the 12th. A lot of people just weren't shooting deers. That could be the weather. That could be due to multiple other issues that are out there. But they're down by 2,600 deer for this time. So. yeah, it's kind of interesting to see where the season's going to go from here on out. Like I said, October 1st through the 12th, deer hunting numbers are down by at least 2,600, and those are all preliminary numbers. Now, um, going to a couple of seasons that aren't open yet, that's Upland Game. Upland Game starts November 5th, and the big thing here, ladies and gentlemen, and we've tracked this is HB 4604, and the governor signed it at Conservation Day this past August. We were there, we talked with the governor, signed this bill, and this is something that I think a lot of upland game hunters are going to be psyched about. And yeah, I mean, what is coming to Illinois is quail and partridge. Now you're probably saying, well, there's quail and partridge in Illinois. Yeah, but they're very rare. And what this bill does is actually now, as an upland game hunter, you have the ability to purchase that in your upland game release. Pheasant has been done for years, and what this bill does is now allows upland hunters to be able to do that. So very exciting stuff. Flipping on to a different area, but trapping. That starts on November 5th, just like upland game hunting. But the big news in the trapping industry was the over 6,000 applicants that applied for 500 permits for the bobcat trapping. Now this is new. It was signed into law, I believe, last year, and it's just coming into effect this year. So that was big news when they signed that bill into law. It actually was first introduced by the current director when he was a state rep, Wayne Rosenthal, who is our director of the IDNR. It was vetoed by Governor Quinn and then brought back up into the General Assembly during the 99th General Assembly and was signed by the governor last year. So if you are interested in trapping bobcats, there's very specific rules. So I highly recommend that you get on and check out your Hunting and Trapping Digest. We have a link on our site for that. Best way to do it, though, is just go to IDNR's website. So that's just, a lot of information there regarding bobcat trapping. I'm just going to take a quick break here, and I want to just say thank you to Cortland Williams. He's helping me out doing this and trying to get me to step out of my comfort zone and do more, Facebook Lives and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing a lot more of it, and just bringing you guys the information that I have and providing you with the things that I'm tracking on a daily basis. I'm a hunter, I'm a fisherman, and all the rules and regulations all come from somewhere, and that's in Illinois, that's Springfield. And so my background is in political science, so I wanted to help people out and keep them informed about what's really going on out there. So, stepping down, Indiana and Kansas has one of the most important, we'll say, issues on the ballot this November, in my opinion, and that's the right to hunt and fish. It's going to become a constitutional amendment, it passed in Indiana and Kansas, where you have the right to hunt and fish. It'll be very interesting to see what happens with these amendments in the states. However, you're probably wondering, well, all right, Mike, what about Illinois? Well, Illinois has this bill too. It just doesn't go anywhere. It was introduced in February 26th, and the last action it saw was in May, and it's been sitting in the Rules Committee since. So, that's another thing that Capital Outdoors does. We're always going around and we're going to these committees to inform you about what bills are going on. So, if you have someone that lives in Kansas, someone that lives in Kansas or Indiana, tell them to vote for this measure, because we've all seen what has happened in the past. So, with anti-hunters and their voice getting louder, and their voice is not also getting louder, it's getting richer. It's getting, just the finances are really coming into those to those groups. So this is giving those people the right in those states. I also ask all those that are watching this, when the Hunters GA comes in January, we need to make sure that we push this this amendment and try to get people to really just back this bill and see if we can't get it to move. You know, we the people have the voice, so let's get, you know, more hunters and anglers out there and pushing this initiative. But I want to step back here and I want to talk about Illinois. So Illinois has an amendment on the ballot. All right, you probably have seen the commercials through all the political commercials and everything else, and that is the amendment where it's called the Roads Amendment. And you're probably like, oh yeah, I've seen that commercial, and you know, it's to keep our highways and our bridges and all these things, you know, safe. But what you may not know is that this amendment would require all transportation-related revenue, gas, tax, license plates, that's the key one right there, license plate, to be dedicated solely to public highways, roads, streets, bridges, and mass transit. So how does that affect us as hunters and anglers? Well, several years ago, under Governor Quinn, there was a bill passed called the Sustainability Bill. And that raised the license plate fees from, I believe, $100 to $102. And that $2 increase was specifically for the Illinois Department of Natural Resources. And that money there was allocated, so we all know that the budgets, even, you know, well before, you know, Governor Rauner came in and Governor Quinn came in under Blagojevich, everything got messed up. So we're not talking about chump change. We're not talking small amounts of money. We're talking about around $30 million of revenue that the IDNR sees from these increase in license plates. So I know how I'm voting on it. That's one thing at Capital Outdoors. We don't tell you how, you know, you should do something unless it really, really does impact you. So I want you to really think about that amendment when you're going to vote on November 8th, I believe. I mean, what are we going to do if this amendment passes? How will the IDNR manage such a hit again with the budget? Will hunting and fishing licenses go up? We don't know. We really don't know yet, and there hasn't been any real talk about it. The only things that we're hearing right now is people are, you know, really just scared that there's going to be staff cuts. So I want to step back to what I talked about under the Indiana and Kansas constitutional amendments. I talked about anti-hunters. Every time around this time of the year, you'll hear about people encountering anti-hunters, that they just get very mad. They feel what we do as anglers, not just hunters, but anglers, it's not right. Well, I respectfully disagree. That is their opinion, and they have the right to that. However, if you encounter one of these anti-hunters or anglers, you would want to call them, or anti-fishermen, the best thing you can do is pull out your cell phone, start recording. Don't engage them, because there are laws in place to protect us, the hunter. And that is very important that we don't engage them. Just record them, because they are breaking the law, and they are not allowed to harass us. So just remember that. Don't feel that you have to, you know, cuss them out or anything else like that. Just start recording them, report it to the IDNR, and they're going to take care of it from there on out. Again, I just want to thank God, my family, and all of our supporters that have helped make Capital Outdoors possible. You know, just a couple minutes ago, my buddy Cortland Williams at Cortland Williams Fishing, he helped me out, made this come this way, had his viewers come over this way, and we're just starting this Facebook Live thing, so I know it's only going to grow. Check him out. He's going to be going live here. I'm gonna tell Cortland right now, hey, why don't you just go live at 8 o'clock, give yourself 15 minutes. Under Cortland Williams Fishing, check him out, like his page. But don't just like his page, like Capital Outdoors on Facebook, Twitter, we're on all the social media. If you don't really like the Facebook Live, or you know, you don't have Facebook and stuff like that, I don't know how you'll be seeing the message though. You know, you are able to get all of this information sent straight to your inbox. They send it all out whenever things are coming out, usually on a Thursday or Friday morning. And you can do that at capital-outdoors.com. So remember, everybody, enjoy the outdoors. Good luck and stay safe.